Could Ola Aina be set to leave Forest in this January transfer window, as the club still have not sorted his contract out and now the Italians are sniffing? Welcome to your Forest news. Good morning, good evening, or good night, wherever in the world you are. Hope you're doing well, and welcome to your latest Forest news. Coming up on today's video, we'll talk to you about the team sniffing for Ola Aina. We'll tell you about the latest Gibbs-White injury, a setback with another injury to one of our starting 11 players, and sorry, Miss Jackson gets away with it. If you're enjoying the content, please don't forget to hit the like button. Make sure you're subscribed to Forest Fan TV if you are new. And we've got an amazing prize giveaway for you guys from our good friends at Football Prizes. How do you fancy going to see Forest win their first home match of the season against Crystal Palace? But how would you fancy watching that from the new shipping containers? If you want to get yourselves into this draw, just scan this QR code now or click on the link that's pinned in the comments. These tickets are going fast, so go grab yours. All right, let's jump into the news and let's start with my boy Aina. Okay, so I gotta say a shout out to Ant on this one, because he's been moaning and crying and screaming about why have Forest not extended Ola Aina's contract yet. It runs out this summer and he will be a free agent. And the bigger problem than that is that the Bosman rule kicks in this January and he'll be free to speak to clubs about joining them at the end of the season. So Marinakis, Forest, if you're watching, get it signed up, man. He's my favorite player, and more importantly, he's really good and versatile, being able to play, as we all know, right back, left back. I reckon he could play up front as well. Anyway, Roma are now interested in him, if you believe the reports that are coming out from Italy, and they are saying that they want to target him for a couple of reasons. One, he's going to be free. They can speak to him under Bosman in January. Two, obviously he has experience in Serie A, having played for Torino beforehand. And three, he's just that damn good. Now, still at 27, 28 years old, he is now in the prime of his footballing career. And he's worth really about 10 million currently, although I would say he's worth a lot more. Now, if Forest were to sign him up, I reckon his price will go up to like 15, 20 mil. But there are rumours as well that there would be a swap deal for their Polish fullback coming the other way if a fee was agreed on it. Now, I don't believe those rumours. In fact, I'm not convinced I believe these at all, full stop. We always see this coming out in the international breaks because journalists still need to fill column inches, and this is what we are seeing, even from the Italian side. But I think this needs to be a huge wake-up call to Forest to not just extend his contract, because that's what they did last year. Remember, he signed up initially on a free and then the club had the option to extend by a year, which they triggered last summer. They now need to put him on a 3 to 4 year contract, in my opinion, at least, because he is so important to our team, in my opinion. So let me ask you guys the question. Would you sign him up to a long-term contract? Or do you think we got enough cover with the likes of Nico Williams still there? We got Morato, but he's only on loan. Toffolo's still hanging around. And of course, Eric Da Silva is the young gun who's working his way into the first team. Would you sign him up, or do you think we got enough cover? Pretty sure I know what you guys are going to say. All right, so let's give you the latest on Gibbs-White before we talk about the latest injury blow for Forest. It just seems never ending, man. So Gibbs-White has pulled out of the England team, as we mentioned to you on Grumpy Old Reds the other night. However, reports in The Athletic are suggesting that it's not as bad as first feared, and he should be able to recover in time for the Crystal Palace match, which one of you guys will be going to in the shipping containers. So it's believed there's no fracture, no break, anything like that on his right ankle, and that seems to be where the damage was done in the game. They think it's just a sprain, and hopefully he should be ready for Crystal Palace. So in a way, it's good news, but on a personal level, you have to feel sorry for him. If you all saw the interview he did with BBC the other day about how he cried when he got his call up and how much it meant to him and his family, then, you know, it pulls at the heartstrings, doesn't it? This would have been his second time out with the full England senior team, and he has to miss out on that. But from a selfish point of view, I'm just glad he's going to be back in time. But it does raise the question of, if Morgan Gibbs-White is out for a lengthy period of time, what are we going to do in that position? And I feel Nuno missed that trick against Fulham when he was suspended to test it out properly. Instead, he went for that silly 4-4-2 formation. We could have seen maybe Anderson in there. We could have seen Jota in there. We could have seen Dominguez in there just to test it out, because no footballer is going to stay fit for the rest of their career. At some point, they're going to pick up suspensions or injuries. But anyway, I'm rambling on. The news here is that it is good news, and Morgan Gibbs-White should hopefully be back for Palace. Whether or not he'll be ready to start the match or be on the bench, we'll have to wait and see. And don't believe, as I said to you on Grumpy Old Reds, a lot of the reports that were spinning around. I heard some reports that he was going to be out all season. It was going to be 6 to 8 weeks, etc. It was important we waited to see what the scan said. So, Morgan Gibbs-White set to be back for Palace. Are you guys pleased with it or not? Let us know down below. Okay, so in an injury blow for Forest, Matz Sels has pulled out of the Belgium squad with an adductor injury. Now, for those of you who don't know what that is, you can Google it, or I can tell you. It's for that muscle that links the pelvis into the inner thigh area down there below. And I think he's probably pulled it from all the damn long kicking he's been doing in games. But unfortunately, Sels is out. Now, what is the length of this injury? We don't know. What's the, has he torn it? Has he just pulled it? Is it strained? No idea. The reports are only telling us that he's pulled out of the Belgium squad because of that injury. Now, he'll go back to Forest, be assessed by the medical staff, and I'm sure we'll get further updates in due course. And we will keep you posted on that. However, this could present a chance for Miguel to get between the sticks if Sels is going to be out for more than a week or two, especially against the Crystal Palace match coming up a week on Monday. My God, this international break is going to drag on. So we may, Nicky, be able to finally see Miguel starting. But I'm hoping this isn't a long-term injury, because let's just say he's out for a couple of weeks and then, God forbid, Miguel gets injured. Then we really do have a goalkeeping crisis on our hand. And it's going to have to be one of the kids on the bench who has to step up. Unless we bring Joe Worrell back. So, looks like Sels is out. How long for? We don't know. So, again, all the reports coming out, just kind of be patient, be patient. As soon as we know, of course, we will let you guys know. But do you guys think this will be an opportunity for Miguel, or do you think Sels will recover in time? Could this be one of those international window injuries where he knows he's probably not going to play and he's just feeling something slightly pulling and he's like, can't be bothered to travel? Hopefully that's it, because it would be better for us. Let's move on to the next bit of news. So, sorry, Miss Jackson, who physically tried to assault Morato by trying to slap him in the face, or I would say assault him in the face. I would say, how stupid are you? Out of all the players you decide to pick on, you go for that man beast. You are lucky he didn't floor you. You are lucky he was able to contain himself and his composure. But anyway, sorry, Miss Jackson is officially getting away with it. There will be no further bans, no further suspensions. Not that there was any in the first place, but there is no further action on him from the corrupt FA. Now, just flip those roles around. Imagine Morata did that to sorry Miss Jackson. We all know he would get a 3-match suspension. Forest would be pulled up for FA charges, and so on and so forth. And for me, this just underlines yet again that there is corruption and favoritism when it comes to the Cartel 6. Now, what they are saying is the intention wasn't strong behind it. It's like, I can't keep up with these rules anymore. Sometimes a penalty is given if there's no contact because there was the intention to make a foul. Sometimes they're not given, as we saw, of course, with Elanga, even if there is contact. Now we're being told when it comes to physical assault, it depends on the intention of the player. How do they know what his intention was? Could they get into Sorry Miss Jackson's head? Or are they just massive fans of Outcast? God only knows when it comes to these decision makers. So I'm not happy about this one at all. And I just don't like the way they go about their business. It needs to be a level and fair playing field. We've seen retrospective action taken against Forest, Nico Williams last season, Nuno last season, Morgan Gibbs-White's up for charges, Nuno's up for charges this season as well. But if they were wearing that Chelsea coat with the badge and all that, you know, they would have got away with it. Maybe this is because the Chelsea fans are still moaning about low block, yet they still don't know what the definition of that is. So he's getting away with it. Surprise, surprise. And that brings you up to date with your Forest news. Hope you've enjoyed the video. If you haven't already, please don't forget to hit that like button. Subscribe to Forest Fan TV if you are new. Go get your tickets for the shipping container. They're going fast. We'll see you on the next video. Come on, you Reds.